Hey everyone, Ryan coming back at you here with what I hope to be a quick and informative video to answer some questions that I've gotten from some folks since I got back here in the YouTube community, specifically dealing with my username and A, how do you pronounce it, and B, how did I come about picking it? So there is a story, so I'll try to give you the long and short, just bear with me. First off, what's in a username? A lot of times folks use their nicknames, their full names, try to integrate some kind of number or something, sometimes with their birthdays, graduation years, their favorite number of kids, blah, blah, blah. Or you have the pretty average, same prefix with whatever consecutive number YouTube says you can have at this point, which is all well and good. The account I had prior to this, it was really easy for me to pick a username because all I did was use the city I lived in and a nickname I had with my family growing up for a long time, which was Indie Noodle. It was really quick, easy off the tongue. This one isn't as much, which is okay. Uh, yeah, so when I got back into the YouTube community, it was really kind of difficult for me to find a username that was not taken. Props to all the creativity out there because I dug deep. Actually, I dug real deep, and I mean, by the beard of Zeus, all of them were taken. So that sucked. So what I did, I dug deep and I sat back and I said, man, what can I think about? I'm looking around my room and like, what are some of my favorites that I could like throw into a username that it's crisp, people are gonna remember. Um, I'll tell you what, my BS file was drawing a blank that day. So the first thing that came to my mind was my best friend Nick. He plays cards, and say for poker, your best hand is called the nuts, right? For anyone who's ever played poker. Um, which P.S. You don't need balls if you have the nuts. If you're a poker player, you'll find that funny. If not, as you were, soldier. Uh, anyway, so he plays Magic the Gathering. I'm not going to judge. They're cool in their own right, I guess. Uh, but when he lived with me, he was my roommate for a little over a year, and like I would always make fun of these guys coming over. Because they were a motley crew of people. Okay, like he's a CPA, and he was hanging out with like 40-year-old high school teachers and like 18-year-old kids living in their mother's basements. Like it was very entertaining for me to walk home to that. Anyhow, but like in Magic the Gathering, these guys they have their own jargon that like changes on a weekly basis, which was pretty amusing too. But like if you had the best hands, these guys would say like that's the ranch or that's the stone blade or stuff like this, and I would always make so much fun of it. And then for about a month, these guys were like, "Man, like if it's the best hand, it's a that was the DI," and I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?" Excuse my language, but one day he finally told me, he's like, oh man, it means Dominus Infinitus. It means like the best. It means awesome, right? So I'm on board. I said, I want my channel to be great. I said, why not Dominus Infinitus? But halt, time out. I'm going to digress for a moment. I implore anybody, if you're ever going to have an argument, if you're ever going to have an opinion, if you're ever going to be an educated person of the world, like literally just take the time out of the day and take a little bit of time out of your day and really study on a regular basis. Don't just take what people say by heart. You know what I'm saying? Like go in and do your own research, especially with words. Like the English dictionary is really vast and confusing, and you can ask anyone from a foreign language. Our language is one of the hardest to learn. Anyhow, like I'm really into learning other cultures, studying other cultures. Um, and I encourage you to as well at some point in your life. I took an etymology class and I said, which is another thing, you guys, if you're still in school, take an etymology class at some point in your life. Um, it's really kind of eye opening seeing how words are broken apart and how they're made. Anyhow, Latin, which is, the base to pretty much everything. Uh, I studied it. I broke the word apart. I said there's no way Dominus Infinitus is one word. Okay? So which P.S. That's how you pronounce it. It's Dominus Infinitus. Um, but I'm from the Midwest and I'm going to talk fast, so it's Dominus Infinitus for all intents and purposes. um, that aside, I studied it, and Dominus is actually Latin for of the Lord or um, of God throughout, which is kind of cool. I'm not gonna stuff I'm not gonna stuff my beliefs down your throat. I just thought that was a really cool happenstance. An infinitus is of love never ending. So I thought it was really kind of cool that these guys. I studied this in the midst of me trying to come up with this username. And first I was like, man, Dominus Infinitus. It's gonna be awesome. I actually tried Ichiban too because that's Japanese for it's the best. But that was taken. No surprise. Uh, I'm rambling. Sorry. Anyhow, so I thought it was really kind of cool looking back that these guys really just thought that this word, I don't know where they pulled it from, but like it's awesome. It means the best. Di, it's the di. Uh, it actually means like of the Lord throughout, with love never ending, love never ceasing. And I think that's a really cool precedent. It's a really cool bar to try to set your life at. Um, we're never going to achieve it, like we're humans. We're inherently not perfect. But I think that's really cool to strive to the DI level. Um, so here's my username. It is Dominus Infinitus, um, which to a large group of people means the best or awesome, but in the literal sense in Latin is of the Lord throughout, with love never ending. Um, so that's the long and short of it. You have to believe that there are millions of people that have accounts here on YouTube, and we are a large, massive body of a lot of creative people. So, unfortunately, in that retrospect, it was really hard for me to come and create a name. I'm sure a lot of you are going to have similar problems if you're new to YouTube, um, and you use a lot of the same usernames on every account that you have online or social networks you're part of. I guarantee you're probably not going to be able to do that here unless it's really obscure, off the wall. So anyway, um, that is the long and short of it, really. So thank you for entertaining that today. Please subscribe to me if you haven't already. It's that yellow button up there. Just click it. So username is Dominus Infinitus, and I really do encourage all of you to try to be a lifelong learner. I think it's really interesting. It was really enlightening experience for me to try to create this username and just think about what I have going on in my life and just that one thing alone. Just they kept saying it, man. That's the DI. It's the DI. It's actually a really cool meaning behind it, but that is my username that I'm sticking with. I know it doesn't flow off the tongue as well as Indian Noodle, but I guarantee this new channel I will set the bar a lot higher than the one I set last time. So that's it. Hope to see you all soon. Comments below, whatever. I'll talk to you guys later. That's it. Deuces.